before the sun rose, before the world knew what had happened. 4 women walked through grief, carrying spices and shattered hope. They had witnessed the cross. They had stood in silence as the stone sealed the tomb. But love kept them coming. And what they found that morning would not only change their lives, it would change the world. The sun had not yet risen over Jerusalem. The city still slept under the weight of sorrow. The Sabbath had passed, and with it, the longest day of their lives. Mary Magdalene walked ahead, her heart heavy but determined. Once tormented by 7 demons, she had been set free by Jesus. He had called her by name. He had given her a new life. And now, he was gone. Beside her walked Joanna, a woman of wealth and influence, the wife of Chusa, Herod's household manager. She had left comfort and status to follow the rabbi from Nazareth. Her life had been transformed too, and she knew he was no ordinary teacher. Salome, the mother of the disciples James and John, followed closely behind. She had once asked Jesus to let her sons sit at his side in glory. But now, glory looked different. Now, her sons were hiding, and she was walking toward a sealed tomb with a heart full of questions. And then there was Mary, the mother of James, a quiet woman, faithful and present. She had stayed at the cross. She had watched the burial. She had seen the stone rolled into place. But still, she came. Together, they carried spices and sorrow, not knowing how they would roll the stone away, but needing to go, just to be near him, even in death. When they arrived, the first sign of something strange greeted them. The stone had already been rolled away. They stepped closer, hearts racing. Inside the tomb, Jesus' body was gone. Their grief turned to confusion. Tears gave way to fear. Then, in a burst of light, 2 angels appeared beside them. "Why do you look for the living among the dead?" they said. "He is not here. He has risen." The women fell to the ground, trembling. But slowly, joy began to rise. Mary Magdalene, overwhelmed and weeping, remained at the tomb after the others had gone to tell the disciples. She bent down, looked inside once more. And then she turned. A man stood behind her. She didn't recognize him. "Woman, why are you crying?" he asked. She thought he was the gardener. "Sir, if you've taken him, tell me where you've put him." Then came the moment that changed everything. He said her name, Mary, and suddenly she knew. It was him, Jesus, alive. She fell to her knees. "Don't cling to me," he said gently, "for I have not yet ascended to the Father. But go and tell my brothers." And Mary Magdalene became the first person in history to carry the news of the resurrection. The other women, Joanna, Salome, and Mary, ran to the disciples too, breathless with the weight of their discovery. "He is risen!" they cried. But the disciples didn't believe them. To them, the words seemed like nonsense. Still, the truth could not be silenced. These women, overlooked by society, dismissed by men, broken by grief, they were the first to witness the risen Christ. While the world slept, they ran. While others hid, they showed up. While hearts were full of doubt, they clung to hope. Jesus chose them, not kings, not priests, not even his own disciples, but 4 faithful women. Mary Magdalene, whose life was rewritten by grace. Joanna, who left privilege for purpose. Salome, who journeyed from ambition to surrender. And Mary, mother of James, who simply showed up in faith. Their story is the Easter story, one of devotion, courage, and the quiet power of showing up in the dark and discovering light. The story of these women leads us straight into the heart of Easter. It's not just about an empty tomb. It's about a risen Saviour who meets us in our sorrow, speaks our name, and turns mourning into joy. Easter is the promise that death is not the end. It's the assurance that Jesus conquered the grave, not only for himself, but for us. It means that our darkest nights don't get the final word, that even when all seems lost, heaven is still at work. The resurrection is God's loudest yes to his people. Yes to life after death. Yes to hope after heartbreak. Yes to purpose beyond pain. And just like the women who came early that morning, we too are invited to carry this message forward. Not because we have all the answers, but because we have met the one who is alive. So this Easter, may we remember, it was love that drew the women to the tomb, and it is love that still draws us today. When hope feels buried, when the world feels silent, remember the women at the tomb. They came to mourn, but they left proclaiming, "He is risen," just as he said. Let our hearts echo their discovery, let our lives reflect their courage, and let our voices carry the good news they first declared. He is not here, he has risen, just as he said. This is Easter, a celebration of the God who lives, and because he lives, we have hope.